Did you know that during the development of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, they originally planned for you to be able to travel back to the Hoenn region? Well, they didn't, that was a straight up lie, but there are still some weird facts about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl that we'll go over in this video, some of which you might not have even known before. Now, before we get too far into this video, I just want to mention that the majority of people who watch my videos aren't even subscribed to my channel, so consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also consider leaving a like as it really does help the channel a ton and helps you to promote my channel, which is great for the YouTube algorithm. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are the only main series Pokemon games to introduce new Pokemon that aren't part of that region's regional Pokedex. Typically, new Pokemon added in a new Pokemon game are native to whatever region that game is based off of, but for Pokemon like Heatran and Regigigas and Sinnoh, that just isn't the case. Did you know that Pokemon Diamond and Pearl have the ability to connect with the most Pokemon games out of any game in the entire series? Diamond and Pearl can connect up with 19 other Pokemon games, whether it be by transferring over Pokemon from the 3rd generation games into Diamond and Pearl, transferring over a Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl to a 5th generation game, or even connecting with a side game like Pokemon Ranger or Pokemon Battle Revolution. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out worldwide in 2007, which was around the same time that internet culture and internet speak started to become more popular and more mainstream. Because of this, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl features some of this internet language, with a trainer in Oreburgh City even calling you a noob. Yeah, no doubt this game came out in 2007 with that dialogue. In the library in Kanalave City, there's a book that says humans and Pokemon used to get married to each other many years ago. This was changed for the English releases of the game to say that they used to eat at the same table instead. I'm actually pretty surprised that they left this in the Japanese version even, didn't think it would be a better idea to change it or remove it like they did with the international releases of the game, since the idea of people marrying Pokemon just seems really weird. And I wonder if they'll leave it the same in the Japanese versions or change it if they ever re-release or remake Diamond and Pearl for the Switch. The trainer class called Gambler first appeared in Pokemon Red and Blue, which was controversial in the West. This was eventually changed to be the Gamer class in Generation 2, but in Diamond and Pearl they decided to give the trainer sprite the class name of PI, or Private Investigator. He is clearly flipping a coin and is supposed to be a gambler, but they were forced to rename the class in the West. Now, to be fair, this sprite of the Gambler or Gamer does look pretty different than what it does in other games, but it's still very clearly supposed to be some sort of gambling reference. I guess they thought that the PI was more fitting than Gamer for this particular sprite, but we all know that he's really the gambler. In Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, you can find a wild Steelix. This was the first time a Pokemon that evolved by trade only could have been found in the wild in any Pokemon game. This would imply that somebody would have caught a bunch of Onixes, traded them to evolve, and then release a bunch of Steelixes once they evolve in Sinnoh, since they couldn't have evolved in the wild without the help of a trainer trading them. On the Australian box for Pokemon Diamond, there's a sentence that reads on the back saying, "As you search for the Pokemon that rules space in Diamond version." The word space should be replaced with time, since Dialga is the Pokemon who rules time and is featured in Diamond version, while Palkia is the Pokemon that rules space and is featured in Pokemon Pearl. This only happens in the Australian version and not any other version of the game, which is even weirder when you realize that the Australian version came out 2 months after the North American version, and the North American version doesn't have this issue. In the North American version, there is a different typo though, and it's on page 5 of the manual for Pokemon Pearl. It says in order to catch them all, you must trade with Pokemon Pearl version, but it should say Diamond version instead, since trading between 2 copies of Pearl won't let you catch every single Pokemon. They somehow managed to fix this for the Australian release, and then create another typo on the back of the box. Leading up to the release of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, it was reported that the starters would be Dark type, Fighting type, and Psychic type, instead of the typical Water, Fire, and Grass type. I remember reading this as a kid even, but they decided to stick with the traditional types instead for the starters anyway. This would have been an interesting change, since although it might seem weird at first, Fighting type, Psychic type, and Dark type do work in a very similar tree to Water, Fire, and Grass, with the only difference being Dark is actually immune to one of these types in Psychic. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl released in South Korea on February 14th, 2008, being the first Pokemon games released in South Korea since Pokemon Gold and Silver. This is because that Japan and South Korea still have a sour history from World War II, and the Korean version doesn't even have slot machines in their game corner at all since gambling is banned in South Korea. This next fact is a pretty well known one, but it's still one of my favorites. Way before Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out, There were bootleg Pokemon games called Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Jade for the original Game Boy. These games were actually real Japanese games called Kitai Denju Telefang, hopefully I'm saying that right, which had a decent amount of popularity in Japan and had a few other games released in that series. The game is kinda similar to Pokemon in the sense that it has wild creatures you can catch and battle, but it isn't a Pokemon game at all. Growing up, I remember meeting a kid who actually had one of these bootleg Pokemon games, and I thought it was some secret Pokemon game since I never saw it in stores before or never met anybody else who had this game. A few years later, I found out that it was a bootleg thanks to the internet, and I remember there being legitimate concern amongst fans for the Nintendo DS Pokemon game being called Pokemon Diamond, since they thought it would cause some confusion with the bootleg Pokemon Diamond version released years prior. One last fact I have that I want to leave you with is one that I only realized while making this video, and it kind of annoyed me. You know how each Pokemon game has version exclusives, and usually each exclusive has some sort of relation to the other? Like the Skuntank line is exclusive to Diamond, and the Pruggy line is exclusive to Pearl, or the Tyranitar line is exclusive to Diamond, while the Salamence line is exclusive to Pearl. These make sense to me since all these Pokemon have some noticeable similarities, but one thing that always annoyed me was that Scyther and Pinsir are always seen as paired Pokemon, but Pinsir doesn't evolve while Scyther does. This means that if one game has Scyther as an exclusive like Pokemon Diamond does, and if one game has Pinsir as an exclusive like Pearl does, the other game with Pinsir has to have some extra exclusive Pokemon to balance out the number, since of course Scyther evolves and Pinsir doesn't. Do you know what the compromise was? You may think that putting Heracross in Pearl as an exclusive would have made sense, since it is a pretty cool Pokemon, as it is a strong Bug-type Pokemon and it would kind of fit. But instead they made the Slowbro and Slowking line exclusive to Pearl version to balance out with Scizor, since that gives Pearl the extra Pokemon from the split evolution. The issue with this is there's other one-stage split evolutions they could have used instead, like Snorunt or Clamperl, to act as Slowbro's counterpart lines, which would have made a lot more sense. On top of that, the basic normal-type Pokemon exclusive to Pokemon Diamond version is Kecleon, arguably one of the cooler Pokemon out there, while Pearl gets Stantler as their normal-type exclusive. Who even likes Stantler? Now I'll admit the Slowbro and Slowking line is cool and all, but Diamond still has a considerable edge when it comes to exclusives, and Pearl being stuck with Stantler only lowers Pearl's stock even more. Surprisingly, there just really aren't that many weird facts about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl that I could find. When making these videos, I don't like to copy everything I see from the Bulbapedia trivia page on the game, since that's really no fun at all, and I like to go into more obscure things that even more hardcore Pokemon fans might not know. The fact of the matter is, most Pokemon fans would probably be okay with this video if it was sticking to the more popular facts about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, but if you've been around for a while, you know I like the more weird stuff. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, consider leaving a like, it helps the channel a ton, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss any future Pokemon videos. Thank you all so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, I will see you all next time, and bye bye.